up whenever I switch through the tables. And let's try this once more. Alrighty. Thanks for your patience, thanks for waiting, in case you have. Yeah. Give this another go. Just gonna put something into chat so I can check if it's appearing when I appearing now when I switch through tables. Ah, looking good, looking good. Nice, I think it works. Let me know if there's anything like weird going on still. On the design, not with the things I'm talking about. Although you can let me know that too. What's going on here? Yeah, okay. Never mind. Never you mind. Right. Should be all good. Oh, look at that. We're sitting next to the purple shirt. I was gonna say it has to be the same table, right? But he had $40. I can see where his money went. Went right up here. He missed some action right there. I could have refilled my electronic cigarette while I was at it. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. Once more. Let me give you the latest update. Also because I'm curious myself. Up 4 buy-ins a little bit. See if maybe €5 of that was from the bonus, the deposit bonus. No, not so far. At 89%. Towards the next €5, unlocking from the €600 deposit bonus, which are up to take full advantage of. In case you're wondering, you can't, as far as I understand it, you cannot deposit like a small amount and then immediately or days later deposit a larger amount and have both amounts count towards the deposit bonus, which is why I opted to take advantage of the entire thing, especially seeing that I will have all the time in the world to clear it, which is so nice of RunItOnce. There's no other site that I know of that does this. Usually 2, sometimes 3 months to unlock whatever you can from your bonus. And all you have to do on RunItOnce is play one hand every month, one hand. And they'll give you all the time that you need. So even if you take a break from poker for a while, you still wanna, go for the full bonus, as long as you don't forget to play at least that one hand. That, NL4 and sit right back out after that one hand, and you're good. I like that. Man, I'm getting into Bob Ross territory again. I've been told I sound like Bob Ross now that I mellowed out a little. It's the evening, I'm not as full of energy to the brim anymore as I was in the morning. Catch myself sounding a little bit like Bob Ross. Alright. Whatever the case may be, nothing is happening right now on the tables, but I'm sure we'll get into some good spots. Or at least interesting spots. I don't know what I'm gonna do that while the tables are still being on the quieter side. I'm gonna refill my vaping thingy. The thingy! Sorry for that chair squeaking in case you heard that. In case you're wondering, that's a super standard fold I feel. Sevens are nice when you hit the set, but the Queen Jack in combination with the sevens is not doing anything for us. I keep those guys waiting too long when I'm folding anyway. Am I folding anyway? Oh yeah, for sure. Wow. The purple... Sorry. The purple shirt left, which is a pity, and I think Juan got like all of his money on the top right. And he's smiling, and I can understand why. He's kind of a bad hair day, but he shouldn't mind. Made like 6 buy-ins. Well, make that 4. I, want to be correct about the math and all that. Now I'll give you some relief from seeing my face that much up close, and lean back once more. Not sure if this was a fault, it was kind of an autopilot here. Probably, it definitely wasn't, I think. It was in double suit ace, right? Okay. Bring it on, bring it on. Small splash pot on a top left with 3 sevens. Never gonna be in there. Now, if this was the 1000 BB splash pot, you bet your einies that I would be in there. The 3 sevens wouldn't bother me at all. Right, so before I went on break earlier, somebody said play higher, and I'd love to, but the jump to PLO 50 is just so large right now in terms of bankroll requirements. I'm not quite there yet. Also, as I said before, I prefer my mistakes to be on the cheaper side of things, as long as I'm, making them. Also, I can't wait for a proper four-color deck. Like one that doesn't have white cards at all. It's kind of interesting if I should fold here. I think it's not terrible. To open. Oh, never mind. I'm suited to the ace. I thought I was suited to the jack only. Scratch that. That's standard. Probably raise fold. Most definitely raise fold, I think. Yeah, we do flop the ace, but it's against 2 people. I'm gonna check for pot control and all that. And unfortunately, we're gonna get some bad news. We're getting some bad news here, and let's go for it. Like one time. If you can flop the jack. Can't be a huge mistake. Yeah, I'll keep checking. Here interesting. We do block the straight, the current nuts a little, and you don't have a choice but to fold. We beats in all kind of ways. And fortunately for us, it gets checked to us, which is good news. Maybe it's full pot and I have to go out. We do make a set on another table. And I like that. Much better. Going for the check raise against one guy is okay. He's loose aggressive, he's clenching his teeth. He had some bad experiences today, I assume. He bets full pot, I see no reason to do anything but go for large rates. Like if he bets full pot, he has something, right? I think that's the accepted way of thinking about it. Oh, awesome. If he doesn't have queens, we're in very good shape. No need to tank. Raising here. Oh, and he doesn't have queens. Awesome. What he had? No. Wow. 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 Okay, so that's what he had. If you're thinking about playing on RunItOnce poker, no, RunItOnce.eu, this hand right there just might have convinced you. The PLO 10 games are good. Almost had 4 pot. In case you didn't see it, he had the 3. I guess he was hoping to make 2 pair. Like give us a bad beat in case we have like a ace queen type of hand, something like that, king queen. Didn't quite work out. Interesting stuff. Good for us. Good for me. Good for everyone. Well, not good for Mr. Clenched Teeth. Itchy nose. Have you ever noticed your nose only itches? Well, this being the exception. When you can't scratch it. Like whenever you're holding something heavy in your hands, you're carrying something, like moving furniture. At least it feels like that to me. I think it's just one of these little ways the universe sometimes reminds us that it likes to screw with us constantly. So I actually kind of appreciate my nose itching now. And I can do something about it. But enough nose talk. Let's get back to poker, although there's nothing happening right now. Ooh, I'm not in the 4-table view. Sorry for boring you with one table where nothing was happening. And oh, he had one nice pot down here. It was awesome. That was pretty nice. Nice of him to call with that hand. And the bankroll is moving back into the right direction. Ooh, some potential down here. It's not a super strong hand, but it is very nice to look at. He raises on the button. You can have all sorts of things. I think I'm gonna... yeah. I'm not gonna call. I don't think that's... I want to play this hand 3-handed out of position. I think that's a good reasoning for taking it down. Basically is how the sentence is gonna end. Huh. Not gonna call here. Nah, with the 4 in there, no, I don't think so. I think it's fine. Might be an idiot once again, but it's fine. Down here, not being suited to the ace. I'm not gonna do anything about it. Potentially multi-way pot, even in position. I want to be suited to the ace if I think there's a decent chance of playing multi-way. Well, you know, unless I get 2 of them, then I appreciated them being suited, but wow, this is the dream once again. Get a early position raise and a 3-bet, and I'm liking this situation more and more. Obviously, I'm not looking to play a multi-way with this hand. So let me know, like, should some action kick off in the chat if it's working now, like when I'm switching table, if it shows up and all that. So this guy cold calls, which is a mystery to me, or are they deep against one another? No, they're not. It pays to wait a little while here to... And what's going on? This guy makes a flush, this is fine. This guy has aces as well. This was so weird. I mean... Yeah. What are my thoughts here? So, I mean, the way the hand went down, he can be sure... This guy here can be sure that one of us has aces, and the other one has very decent cards too. Probably not like a rundown type of thing, at least on a low one. So there's a lot of value to be had with exactly those hands, rundowns, and cards that are fairly removed, a little bit removed from the aces, so you're not getting your outs, your potential straight and stuff outs blocked by them aces. But let's look at a specific hand here. He had like crap basically, right? Don't want to be too crass about it, but that's what he had. Check if I'm missing anything in the meantime. Nope. So it's Jack 5, 4, 4, 3 of the same suit with clubs. I mean, they're making the flush, but there's a lot of hands you can do this with in this spot that as I just described it, and you're gonna be ahead of the aces actually. Especially if both guy have aces. I mean, then you're golden a lot of the time. But that's not the hand, man. That is not the hand. So I'm happy to have him here on that table. And I think he deserves a fashion upgrade for that, basically. See, I don't know if he's a maniac, if he's worthy of the purple shirt. The green shirt is reserved for people that don't raise too much. He's getting the blue one for now, like willing to move chips around. And he certainly is willing to do just that. Kind of a pity that we lost it, but more often than not, we're gonna, if it's, I guess, like this kind of hand, we're gonna chop up his stack between the two of us. This guy has aces again. Let's see if he... Oh, he has to be tilted now. He lost with aces once more. Nice. He's like clenching his teeth now too. I mean, I feel for the guy. I'm not making fun of him too much. That's an interesting spot. Like, should I... I'm not folding that much is for certain. A raise here, should I... Yeah, I think... Like, looking at it like this, I don't want to play this three-handed out of position. Although it's... I mean, you either hit or you fold, right? On the flop with this hand. So now I'm blocking a lot of good stuff. That's an interesting one. I'm gonna bet smallish, like, so I have a very decent bet size left on the turn. I think if I can take it away by pure aggression alone, provided a third, what is it, diamond, I believe? Yeah, diamond doesn't come off. He raises us right away, saving us any further blunders, potential mistakes in his hand. This is fine, I'm folded. I think that was alright with the jack blockers to the nuts. Obviously, there's plenty of hands you can raise here, and even not having the nuts. But still, I like that. Don't mind. So there's definitely some good stuff going down. We had an awesome call earlier with a middle set with one guy who had a like hit bottom pair. And that was pretty much the only good thing you could say about his hand. And then we had like this guy calling with a Jack 5, 4, 4, 3 suits against like insane aggression. And cold calling like €4. And I'm having a good feeling about how the session might go. At least in regards of the spots we might get into. There's no telling how they're gonna treat us in the end. And let's find out. So here in this table down here, it's worth noting that I'm a little bit deeper, and I'm like this guy is a little bit deeper. This guy is over 200 BB deep, so he has us covered. Could potentially be playing for, all of our stack. So we have to play some post-flop situations, some pre-flop and a lot of post-flop situations, maybe a little bit differently. This one's pretty straightforward. Getting short here a little, like slowly. This one has to be a fold, actually. On a full table, the 9 is kind of out there. It works with the 7, but that's pretty much it. The 7 don't work with the king at all. Even though it's double suited, that's a fold. We took it out down on this table, excuse me. And that is nothing to sneeze at all. Secret, there was some splashed money in there. Just made a Small part of our 51% rake back right there. So apparently I've been playing for 3 hours with a total of 20 buy-ins, it tells me at the bottom of all the tables right now. That doesn't sound right. Not at all. But fair enough. Thanks for the update, Pokoside. Wait, why am I sitting out on this table? Was I too slow? It's likely I'm snoozing at all of these tables. I have to leave it, and because sometimes there's this bug where you can't sit back in. There it doesn't show the table, the button. It's a beta still, so that's nothing to get angry about. 41 entries in the PLO 10 pool for Sunday early afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. Not bad by any means. Splash pot, but a small splash pot. Just got excited there for a second, but the counter stopped. Where'd the blue guy go? He left, right? That was down here? Yeah, he left. Too bad. Yeah, he does... how much extra is in there? 50. Yeah, I'm gonna call actually. It's not a good hand at all to call out of position with, but there's so much extra money in there. And he didn't raise them at the max either. There's also a €1 splash pot happening on another table, where I'm waiting for the BP, so that's gonna be happening without us. Flop middle pair, and that's pretty much it. We're hoping to see a turn, like for free. Which we're not going to. Some bad kings on bottom right. Not seeing it folded to us. It's a standard race. And what do you know? We flop absolutely nothing on a terrible board. Yeah, I'm gonna call, seeing that we're only against heads up against this guy. Some good stuff can happen. The kings I'm gonna fold, by the way. I'll check this. The king's guy bets most of the pot, and I'm out. This guy also bets a lot of the pot, large part of the pot, but yeah, I'm gonna call. This guy's also a tooth clencher. Might be worth remembering. He's loose aggressive. I mean, a lead out for value, maybe. Let's see. He was in an early position. You know what? I'm gonna switch gears. I'm gonna do my usual checking here. I'm gonna lead out maybe for thin value. Get caught by like ace jack. Tens maybe, like sticky tens. Oh, we're not gonna find out. This is an interesting spot now, just from a pure like thinking about it, because he checked the turn, so he didn't have the nuts there or anything. When he checked the turn in position too, he just didn't just check it for a check raise. This is so weird. Unless he has, it's possible that he has jacks. I'm not gonna try to bluff him. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. He's very likely not doing this with aces or like, you know, kings. So he has to, he has to have jacks specifically, right? What else could he have? Or, of course, a bluff, you know, like nothing. But, man, that was a fun spot to think about. I think it's okay to call here. Definitely okay to call here. There's a flush draw on board now as well. This table with the eights we folded. On this table, I think I'm in call down mode for now. Oh, he checks. I'm not gonna get any money out of him if we haven't beat, and we very likely have, so let's see if he bluffs again. Don't think he will, but we'd be hard pressed to get a 1 cent more. So I think this is our best bet probably. Whenever I bet in these spots, like if hands go down like this, I never get called by anything I beat. If I get called, I'm dead. Almost always. Oh, I think that's fine. Gonna do anything about the splashed pot here. Yeah, man, that was some spot down here against the hand with the jack in the end. This guy raised us. And he has to have pocket jacks. If he has a value, if he's doing this for value, I mean. I'm starting to think I should have. And he has to have had pocket jacks, quads, or nothing to play it like this, right? Is that? What do you think? Is he doing this with aces in the spot? Would you? This maybe the better question. I'm honestly curious. Not getting hung up about the hand, I'm just one of the more interesting spots I had today, I feel. Moving on. At least for now, unless you have some, comments about the spot, I'm gonna concentrate on this hand for now for sure. But not for long, it turns out. Can call this down here for sure. I'll zoom in if the situation warrants it. Check behind. Well, if he checks again, I'm gonna bet. Probably like a half pot, like I would with a flush. A little bit bigger, because if we had to flush, we want some money in there. So I think that's like the bet size we would choose, roughly. Even a little higher. Doesn't matter, he folds. We take it down. Just checking something really quickly in the Twitch settings. Raising here, super standard with this hand. Calling a 3-bet for sure. Also super standard, I feel. Well, it's all good, all as it should be. Right, so also raising here. If this is a raise call or raise fold, I lean towards a raise fold, but I might be a little bit off. Because I mean, I'm saying it because it's not going to play well post flop. So flop I got a pair, one backdoor flush. Against one dude, he's in the small blind. Let's bet really small, see if that gets the job done. Down here we called against a raise. Being heads up in position, super standard. And we flop well. So here we can fold it without any regrets. We're not giving up any equity here. Not that we had a, huge draws or anything that we would rather see a turn with. Now we get to let into here for full pot, which is interesting. I got those two guys related or something. It's going crazy. Now he checks, which is... Oh. Which is. It's a thing, apparently. Going to go for value. Going to go big, I think. Like, I'm slightly confused now. And he folds. Nice. Getting short on the bottom right. Something to keep in mind. Top left. Well, we're closing the action. Yeah. I think that's good. Not flopping anything though. Is that a big splash happening down here? No, 30 cents. So definitely some fun players at the tables. Definitely some tables you want to stay at. Right, actually this guy I'm gonna... He's gonna get the likes to move chips shirt. That's okay for now. By the way, if you guys have any opinions about the question if there should be like some music on the channel, let me know. I'm mostly indifferent about it, so I would probably turn it off for myself. So I don't know. I personally, when I watch streams, I don't really need the music, especially if I'm doing other stuff on the side. There's a nice pot happening down here, family pot to boot. Let's see, what are stack sizes? There's 2 deep guys, which has to be interesting that this guy leads out. And if you flop the aces... I didn't pay attention to the action before, so I'm just not talking out of my bum. Flop the aces, I think I like the bets. Yeah, it's the only thing you can do, basically. Get it in if he gets re-raised. It's not gonna be, like, behind pretty much at all. It would have to be a 5 deuce. And, oh. Very interesting. So this guy has no problems calling big hands, big bets, I mean, with marginal holdings. This guy likes to bet, apparently. The ace high. I didn't watch the action before, which is kind of pity now. But those are the preliminary colors for now. What we can do up here? Not that much extra money in there anyway. Yeah, never mind. Ooh, something we can do up there. The mazes, they keep coming. Oof. I think half pot is check. But can't be terrible again. Let me take it down, which I'm very happy about on this board. Hey, that's nice of my brothers worried about me. That what if somebody watches the stream and is also playing on my tables? Right, forgot to go back to 4, and actually I was focused on the right table. Wait, never mind, I now have tables to juggle, because there's stuff happening all over the place. Yeah, didn't need to wait that long, sorry guys, on this table. Take it down. And what's going on up here? Good position. Aggressive dude. How much can we make it? 110 would be 220. We'd have 7 left. I think that's alright. Might be a case made to just call here. Not that bad of war. I'm gonna lead big for sure. I think that's the way to go here. If I get raised, I'm gonna have to call it, I think. It's most likely doing this with a draw. Sometimes, you know, with mate hands that crush us, of course, but I'd call it. I wouldn't fold. Some crappy kings on the top right. Let into here. I mean, we do now have a wrap sort of going on. I mean, checking small. I'm gonna call it. See what he does on the river. Yeah, he bets again, unfortunately, for a large amount relative to the pot size. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call. Maybe it's a fold as well. It's not terrible either way. And we see the flop three-handed. Some backdoor stuff besides having the overpair. I could actually, this might have been a good spot to lead, to be honest. No, yeah, I should have let that one. Should have just bet out like 3/4 of the pot. Now I confused myself a little bit, knowing or thinking that I should have let out. So I'm gonna call. What happens? Really hoping against hope that this guy doesn't call. She does. And it's a good and a bad card. I think. No leading or donking, rather, it would be now is out of the question. This guy checks, so he does. I don't think I can go for value. I'm gonna check and see what it does, and every so often call off and hope it's a bluff, and I think it might be often enough. He bets the full pot. He wants to put us to the test. Could very well have the flush, but although, I mean, he wouldn't be scared of us having a full house on this board. Like, if he has a flush and he thinks like, oh, maybe this guy had the 9, the called with the 9. He could also have the 9 now, go for value, thinking that we don't have the flush. I'm gonna call this one when next time I get into a similar spot where I'm torn. I'm gonna go the nitty route. That's too bad, he had a 9. Oh, he made a full house in the end. That makes sense then. Didn't think of that if he had a 9 and he was worried about the flush, the 7 would have helped him, because a lot of 9s that you have in your hand, they quite often have cards around the 9 in them, like a 7, an 8, and 10. I didn't consider that at all. He only limped and I fold, but they're bad kings. It's not horrible by any means. I didn't consider that. The 7, making him a full house. Okay. An interesting spot in any case, even though I chose wrong. Was yeah, an interesting spot. Thankfully we get to check down here with a pocket pair and a splashed pot. Nothing we can do, probably. Just a bit aggressive, yeah, fine. He makes it easy on us. I mean, this would have gotten hard at any point. No, that's what she. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's what she said. Joke. They're done with. No, I made myself laugh. I'm sorry. Oh man. Did you understand if you're looking for a new channel right now? Oh well. Checking here, super standard. Folding. Like I mean, doesn't need me commenting that. That's super obvious spot. Nothing going on right now hand-wise, but it's okay. We had very decent spots already, and some thinkers here and there. One bad beat I seem to remember, like sort of with both of us having aces. The other guy showing up with a hand I didn't mind him showing up with, and getting lucky, which so often you do. Interesting. I think I prefer. Yeah, it's a small pot. I'm gonna go for a check. No need to bloat the pot out being out of position and all that. I can definitely call most bets, if not all. Especially if, this happens now. Except the board pairing, we're not afraid of anything, so I'm gonna check. Although it's not helping us making the pot any bigger now that we, have it for now. And he obliges to do the bites. It's nice, it's nice. Right, so not too big maybe. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go big. He can justify a call somehow. He's in the tank. He hasn't folded yet. I like it. Ah, too bad. Raise fold. Probably raise fold on here. Yeah. Raise folding I think is what I like. Especially against the button being out of position for the rest of the hand. It's not something I fancy. And it's fine. I had a plan, I stuck to it. Might not have been the best plan, but I think it's alright. It's the min raise down here. I mean, we're always calling. Except for gutter and the flush blocker. Got nothing going. If a 10 rolls off, like if you would check, then you have a decent bluffing opportunity. Maybe something to keep in mind. Now that he checked once, we might have just let out here. Would have been believable. Here we have more high cards in our range in the spot than he does on the button or on the cutoff. Now I have to fold. And I'm short on table 4 now. Actually on both tables on the right. I have to play a little bit tighter. Definitely gonna fold these 10s here. Don't have a suit. Not a great hand to begin with. Holding here. Raising down there, I think is okay. Checking might also be a thing to do there. Just, calling. What if we take it down? 1 BB more for us. Alright, so in case you're new to the stream or just checking it out, I'm playing on RunItOnce Poker on RunItOnce.eu. I keep getting that website wrong. RunItOnce.eu, the new poker site currently in beta from Phil Gelfand. A couple of interesting concepts about it. If you would like to know more, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Not much going on currently. Small splash pot happening here. We have a hand we can do something with. Could probably even raise. I think that's fine. Hoping to gain position by it, I think is part of the reason. That's also a fine hand to raise with. Like, on the fine is overstating it. It is okay. On the lowest end, I think. It's not like all 4 cards are working together. This one, however, is definitely not on the lower end. What do you know? We do get into another very interesting spot here. I think just betting big is cool. So especially since that I'm seeing that I'm short. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the pot size. The flush draw is gonna have a tough time. This guy is not gonna hit this board hard. This guy might. And he raises, which is awesome because it's gonna kick this guy out. Yeah, I'm gonna go big as well, especially blocking the 10 a little. And let's see what he has here. Never dead. He flopped the nuts. That's good for him. He had a decent amount of outs. Could have split the pot. He had a gutter. Hit the flush. What hand did he have here? Specifically. Hit the Queen 8, 5-3, 1 heart, double suited actually, but still that's Queen. I wouldn't call that in position if I was him. Now here we got led into, which probably means this guy now woke up. So that means I'll go back to sleep. It's a pity. Can't do anything with these cards. I mean, what I'm saying is down here on table 4, this is not going to happen too often in the spot that like somebody shows up with the nuts first. They would need a 5-3, right? It was, right? I mean, ask yourself, how many hands containing a 5 and a 3 do you want to play, even if they're double suited? Even in position against this kind of race and all that. I'll fold this one, I think. With the deuce in there, it's just... You have 3 cards to work with, 2 of them being the same, so if you don't flop that 10, you're gonna have a rough time on a lot of boards. Wait. Okay, now the click took. I think... Nah, hang on, we're short. 50 BB short. I know it's a fold at 30. Not entirely sure about 50 BB. Either way, it's not a big deal. It's not a big mistake, whatever I do here. As long as I don't raise. It was like a turbo check. Bam, check. 3 bets. Of course we fold. Can't do anything with not being pseudo to the ace here. Here against the good old-fashioned limp. Like the open limp being the first one in. Always nice to see. So this has now gotten into a spot where we can just fold without any regrets. Not the type of hand we want to call a 3-bet with, especially if the 3-bets like this many people still being in the hand, namely 3. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one, curious what's gonna happen. So he now checks. Wouldn't be surprised if he leads out now. Oh, really? Now this guy is starting to like it. Calls. He checks twice and calls. Things that make you go, So what happened here in the end? I was looking at another table. So who's who? Chris is the guy up here who raised 3-bet before the flop. He had kings and tens with clubs, single suited clubs. The other guy had 7-7, queen 5, single suited, double suited actually, never mind. Yeah, straights. Yeah. Oh, he had a top set, right? The headed guy had a top set, didn't he? Locked it too? Wow. I think. Sure, but he's not happy with how he played it. Here I'm getting, we're calling that for sure. With the added money in the pot, that's the only reason I'm calling here. Well, this guy's really short, so he should be very tight. But usually most people aren't when they're short stacked. I'm not gonna go for a bluff, I mean, there's better spots. Even though there's some money in the pot. Now, it doesn't change anything. Like 1 in 50 at times we're gonna be, which I'm pulling out of my ass. We're gonna be good here if he has like a low rundown and the jack high takes it down. How funny will it be if he bets and we decide to call? Unfortunately, he has king high. Maybe a pair. Doesn't matter. Can't really tell if they have a pair sometimes with the showdown being over so quick on this side currently. I mean, triple suited out of... No, never mind. I'm 50 BB short. That's a fold for sure. Might seem needy, but it's the right move. Like, I've been playing short stack for like 14 months now. Until RunItOnce opened. And until recently, I'm still surprised when I research some spots, like what should I do? How tight you have to be with 30 BB, it's mind-blowing. At least it blows my mind sometimes still. They should be used to it by now. So even though I'm the sleepy dude at the table, I'm sure I'm gonna open up some more. Although right now I'm not feeling I'm missing too many spots where I should be putting money in at least a little. And so I have the nagging suspicion that maybe the algorithm that determines these dynamic avatars that tell you how the people have been playing recently is not that all that accurate yet. Wide at the tables right now. Not getting any hands I should be doing anything with, like this one. Definitely fold. This is a folded 100 BB as well. Never mind when I'm this short. And yeah, I have my doubts that I'm that tight, that I deserve to be labeled very tight. And it's probably also something to keep in mind, like the other way around. If you play on RunItOnce, maybe those guys that are asleep at the table have like one eye open. Might not be that tight. Don't get to see the flop for cheap down here. I mean, not it's a big loss with this bad a hand. Can't do anything up here. Can't do anything down here either. Offsuit queens, like completely offsuit to 7. I mean, I guess that train of thought stops when you realize there's no suit there. Obvious fold. Again, a splash pot, I mean, on the button, let's call those 10 cents. More often than not, I'm donating them. There's probably some value here. Not some value, some EV, I should say. Not anymore though. It's not supposed to be there, sorry about that. Just want to check something. Yep, okay. It's all good. You get the aces, wow, something to get excited about at least. At last. I mean. And that's also not a hand I can... Maybe every once in a while. Not as if I'm tilted or anything, like I'm itching to play and I'm completely relaxed. I think mixing it up a little is cool, and now I'm not as relaxed, I'm getting a little bit excited. Because I get to put in more money. And we flop the topest of pairs. Not that bad a board, especially against the big blind who's not loving this board all too often, so I'm gonna bet big. Wait, not that big. This looks like it's fine. Flop the... Damn, I flopped the world. I'm gonna check here. My hand is so good. I want him to get a better piece of the flop. We get raised here. I'll take it at face value. I think. Yeah. Right. We check, so I'm not gonna check again. I'm gonna bet like half odds. Not giving him the correct odds if he's only sitting there with a flush draw. And he folds, unfortunately, but I mean, what can he do? What can he have on this hand, on this board? That he's excited about to put more money in the pot. So still short on 2 tables. I'm starting to think I'm gonna turn on the auto top off function. So I'm just sitting there with 100 BB all the time. I mean, frankly, I've played enough short stack. I don't need to do that right now. This has to be a fold as well. It's just the gap between the 6 and the 9 is so large. There's a 4 in there, which I don't really need to have when I'm under the gun. Yeah, I keep thinking like maybe where can I open up my game a little? Don't necessarily want to be the the very tight, be labeled very tight on all tables I'm sitting on. And it's not always the case. I mean, I'm having a pretty bad run of cards, and the algorithm determining the avatar doesn't seem to look back that far. It seems like if I had to guess, say like 10, 15 hands back or something like that. So this I'm gonna call, it's fine. Hoping not to get raised. Although I am short, so calling is kind of meh. And what do you know? What do you know? We flipped a pair, we flipped a wrap sort of thing going on. The backdoor flush draw. I'm gonna lead out, get some money in the pot here. Ideally, I mean. Not gonna mind any action that's going on that will follow. The ace, of course, is not necessarily a death warrant. Not necessarily terrible. It's never a death warrant. We have plenty of outs, but I hope you know what I mean. We take it down and life is good. Slowly chipping back up. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Next time I'll start the next session, the next stream. I'm gonna turn on the auto top up and just be sitting there with 100 BB. I mean, that's what I came in to do. Play some 100 BB poker. And learn. Right now I'm starting to think about spots where I can open up a little, but I'm... Like if you find some, like if you see a fold and you go like, man, you really should have not folded there, let me know. I'd appreciate it. Just playing around with the chatbot a little. If everything works. I'm not necessarily the guy to spam these kind of messages the whole time. Basically at all, but I think a little bit of that is nice. Might even be interesting to some of you. Well, that seems to work. Very nice. It's not a terrible hand, but it's not a good hand by any means. Skyrim. We would be out of position against potentially 3 dudes. Nope. Suited to the ace, it's not great either, but maybe worth contemplating a call. That's definitely not, even suited to the ace, it's not a snap call where you go like, do the Phil Hellmuth. Push those chips in a quarter of a second. I think the same is true for these kings. The deuce completely kills them. There's still people, we're still in early position. Under the gun, effectively, with the multiplayer missing from the table. This is a fine fold as well, given the... Might be a different story. Like, if you watch Janen's videos, he would probably raise this, but I have to keep in mind he's playing in a very different rake structure. And I'm not claiming he would raise this. I'm just saying, when you see high stakes games or high stakes games going on YouTube or Twitch, and people making moves that, you know, I would never make here, pre-flop, that's key. That they pay, respective to the pot sizes, they pay a pittance in rake. I mean, they pay way more rake than I do in total euro dollar amounts. Just compared to the pot sizes that they end up having, it is a very different story. Should go back to the 4 table view so you can see me folding on 4 tables at once. Yeah, I'm looking for spots to open up. This can't be one of them either. This is just too bad. That's a 5. 5B, a 7 for sure, a 6. Kinda doubt it. But not with the 5. It would be a raise fold too, but that's fine. I mean, I don't mind raise folding. I've come to understand that that's a necessary part of any game and any strategy in pot limit Omaha, I should say. And now I'm getting a little bit more excited. Energy level going up. Let's see. Of course, we'd love to see a 3-bet. Call ain't better either. Ooh, nice. Get to put in some money finally. Well, let's make it 175. Think a little. No, don't want to do the Phil Hellmuth again. And give him the hopefully bad news. Of course, everyone calls. You have to fold quite often. Although scratch it, I'm very short on this table. There's plenty of spots I would fold, but not as many as if I was at 100 BBD, but like provided everyone calls, which seems to be the case. Not this guy can't fold. Although he would be out of position, but still. Well, here's the thing. If you're beat right, I'm definitely going in. If you're beat right now, it's most likely by 2 pair, and those might even raise, and hopefully pushing out all the other guys. And then we still get more than decent odds. Like in this scenario. Awesome. Part of it's coming true. This is kind of unfortunate, and wow. Wow. Oh, I wish I was at 100 BB. No, the hand wouldn't have played out the same way, nowhere near. But that's how it goes sometimes. You know, it's actually ahead on the flop, right? Against those 2 guys. One at kings, one at queens. Oh, never mind. Was not ahead. Okay, fair enough. Finally, a potentially fun spot up here. I mean, I'm hitting this board really hard. I could see an argument being made for maybe checking here sometimes, like as a trap, even against 2 people. Which isn't a thing too often in PLO, I understand. You know what? Let's go for that. This once. Not my standard move by any means, I think. As far as I have standard moves. We get let into. Let's see if this guy calls. Sure, I'm gonna finish that sentence. So here our chance was to do something was on the Oh, never mind, you're not seeing the table. It's not important. I'm gonna stick to this table. Oh, I have aces on another one. I'm gonna switch over if situation warrants it. I'm gonna raise here because now I took too long and I can't really afford any more time to think about it. And raising can't be terrible. If he re-raise it, we get it in. We have still in an excellent spot. Is basically what I'm saying. So take it down. That's just awesome. Here we have an interesting spot. I raised bet with aces. And here I did something slightly different than I usually do. I re-raised with this hand, this guy raised. And look at that. Gee, look at that. Taking parts down left and right for now. Don't want to jinx it. And now we're gonna roll the dice. Liking everything about it so far. He doesn't have kings, that's good news. Here's the flush draw, he gets there. Name of the game. That was an excellent spot to be in. Okay, things are picking up. I mean, instead of re-raise in his shoes, let's check that out. He has to keep in mind that I 3-bet him pre-flop. I could very easily flop the king, even though he blocks them. What was it here? He had 3 spades, didn't he? I tell a lie, he had 2. Hey, Ismo! I played with Ismo saying, good luck at the David's regards, and his name. We played quite a bit. Me as a short stack on another network. I think it's not. I think that's a fine call. I don't like a raise. I would hate to get re-raised. That's awesome seeing you here. Fancy that. You know what? You're still up against me quite a bit, and I should be up against you EV-wise, or at least break even. So I ran bad against you. Just saying, not bitter. Just saying. This is awesome. We get led into, and I just gonna call. There's not a single card we're gonna hate on this board on the turn. So let's try to keep this guy in. Not working out, and the board doesn't get any worse for us. Pretty much the opposite, actually. And he's asking, how do you like Run It Once? It is awesome. I mean, you see me playing 100 BB poker, so I've never seen that before, have you? It is nice, and I'm going to give you a more qualified answer in a second. So now, I mean, we still have the absolute nuts, right? Yeah, we do. We do. That's rare that you get to the turn. You have the nuts on this type of hand, and get to the river and you still have the nuts. There's nothing that could beat you. That's not a regular thing in PLO. Right, your question, Run Once Poker. I found to my surprise that I like it a lot. I was on the fence about not being able to buy in short, obviously. Also on the fence about not being able to table select. And lastly, also about the rakeback. Although having 51% rakeback, like across the board for everyone, is definitely awesome. But the way they, distributed it with the splashed pots, I wasn't really sure about. And color me convinced. I'm convinced on all 3 accounts by now, actually. And that's not because I'm a streamer for them now. It's quite the other way around. I started liking the site a lot from the first moment I played on it, and then I streamed because I always wanted to stream, and then I, became a streamer. Here we flop top set on a very nasty board, probably dead to the royal. So anyway, he bets, no reason to fold just yet. If he bets big again on the turn, we're gonna have to let it go. Especially since we're blocking one of our own full house outs. He bets again, fairly large, not getting the prize. Disciplined fold, but definitely the right fold. Yeah. It's right, not being able to table select doesn't affect me at all now. I thought it would, but I don't mind at all. Of course you don't, especially since you can't mark players permanently, so you're always anonymous, so it's not like you can find a seat next to your favorite dude when you log on, because it just doesn't work like that on this site, so it doesn't matter to me anymore. And what else? The 100 BB, I mean, that's obviously fine for the ecosystem, it's fine for the other players. I understand the short stackers are not very well liked, to say the least, usually. And about the rakeback, I mean, the only downside about it is if you tend to run under EV or like in gen, if you're not a lucky guy, is what I'm saying. And I am not on the lucky side of the bell curve, mostly, that's for sure. then it might take a while to actually get your 51% rakeback, because what they do is, in case some of you don't know, they splash the pot like as you can see down here. Hang on. So it means they put some extra money in the pot that is not being raked again, which is, I feel, I need to point it out, because I could think of at least one other one big side that would definitely do that. Wouldn't put it beyond them at all. Marginal hand, not a great hand, not marginal, unless you flop the world. Then it's pretty awesome. And I'll stop complaining. Probably not gonna get much money out of this whole deal up here, but still. I'm betting now and just get some money in there, I think, checking again. Stupid. Right. And so, yeah, it might take a while for you to get that rake back, but man, those splash pots are fun. I mean, the small ones are, they're nice, they add some money, and the money they add actually counts to the amount you can raise by as well. And whoever, and you can even be the shortest stack at the table. You still get the bonus money, the splash money, as long as you have the best hand at showdown. So that's all cool. And what was I saying? Right. And what I've come to like about it, although they happen very infrequently for now, rather infrequently, are the large pots I've seen. So I've been streaming since Wednesday, and I mean, you know, Swaku, that I tend to spend a lot of time at the tables when I don't have anything else to do. I frequently haven't. And so I've played a lot since Wednesday, is what I'm saying, and I saw 4 really large splash pots. There were 2 on the same day, on the first day, with 400 BB in there, so they just put on like a casual 40 euros on a 10 euro buy-in table. And of course, you know, what more can you ask for? There's no hand except for the quads that you have in your hand. I mean, like having 4 deuces in your hand that you're gonna fold there. I'd call the 3 sevens and a deuce in a heartbeat. And so that's just fun. It livens up the game, and I think it's exciting for most people. I don't think it's a source of negative emotions for anyone, or for hardly anyone. Let me put it like that. And so besides those 2 400 BB splashes, there was... hang on. Oh yeah, never mind. I couldn't fold this easily. There was 1 800 BB splash, which was even more exciting. And then there was a 1000 big blind splash happening on the same day yesterday, or 2 days ago, I think, on the stream. And I mean, just having those casual 100 euros in there is quite a sight to behold. I managed to win one of the 400 BB splashes. Talking about sights to behold, do get some aces, and this guy isn't more deep than usual, so I don't need to like just call, be cautious, raise it up, center them all. Yeah, these are briefly, for a given value of briefly, my thoughts about RunItOnce poker for now. Right. Hey, some new faces in the chat. I like that. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you liked the stream. If you don't, shop around. There's plenty of other nice streams around. Plenty of other good things to do. And it is active 047. Where are you from? He's asking. I am from Germany. Been around a little in the world, but currently and by birth, I am from Germany. Betting big here for sure. Don't mind putting it in here at all, unless he doesn't have anything. He gets there, but it's, I mean, it's basically a random hand at this point that he's calling with, so not mad at all. And he was short, so we're not gonna lose my whole stack. Shorter than us, I should say. He isn't short. He wasn't that short. Something is beeping at me. Hang on. Race 4. This one. Never mind, too slow. Fulz is, oh, I appreciate that. Fulz is saying the chat on the overlay is right up under your webcam and is far too small to read. I assume it's supposed to be in the box above the streamer promo. Yes, it is, and I'll check that out in a second. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have noticed for. Oh, I can see it now. You're right. I'm not that old that I have to lean forward to see small print. It's just the second screen is a little bit further away. So I'll cut the shadow for a second and see if I can take care of that. I had the impression that even when I had it perfectly placed, that the chat was a little bit small and a little bit blurry. If that is still the case when I move it around now, do let me know and I'll fix it for the next stream. I'll figure out another solution to have the chat in there. That was like one tool or way I found to do it with, and I'm not quite happy with it myself. Checked out other streams, and the chat is much easier to read, much easier on the eyes. So thank you very much for letting me know. Swaku is saying, guess I'll open an account too and see if from your stream which player you are. Prepare for street poker. Hey man, I I still have beef with you. I want some money back, man. So by all means, do. I'm looking forward to it, completely unironically. Would be awesome. Although you can decide if you want to be a gentleman about it when you're on my table and tell me. But I don't mean gentleman in the way that you're supposed to do that. It's fine if you don't. It's poker, and you know, you're supposed to take all the edits that are not immoral, that are being presented to you. Yeah, do join. So I'll shut up for a second, at least. A little bit quieter than usual. Oh. And see if I can figure out the chat and what's going on. Right, so I can't do anything about the size right now. What I can move it down a little. I think I can move it in the same spot so it doesn't look stupid when I switch between tables. But that is all I can do about it for now. I will take care of it for the next stream for sure. So didn't one of you gave me the tip basically? Hang on, am I gonna do anything about it here? Nah. The 5 being a 6. Maybe this 5 being a 9 or 10 for sure. I might probably even squeeze with those. Like for fun. Not always, but yeah. Can't be a terrible move. So I moved the chat down a little. And I keep reading the messages that appear, and hopefully that's helpful. But I didn't think about the mobile users at first, that they have a very limited screen space, and it would be nice if they didn't have to minimize the player window to have to still be able to read the chat. Which is why I put the chat in the first place, but that's no use if it's too small, and long story short, I'll fix it. I'll take care of it. Thank you again, folks. Oh, isn't it? Kind of kicking my second screen around. But that's where my feet usually go, so it's kind of used to it. So yeah, things are good. And also, lastly, Swaku, the games are amazing. I've heard good things about the higher limits too, but unfortunately I don't quite not quite rolled for 100 BB poker at PLO 50. So I would like to have at least 5,000 for that. That's not big revelation. That's what you should have if you consider your bankroll as absolute. Calling here for sure. Took me way too long to do that, especially if I flop quads. I am at peace with the whole situation. But I am getting a dry mouth. I'm telling you, man, this streaming thing is a lot of fun, but I never drank so much fluids before. But checking here, there's nothing else to do. We also blocked the straight a little, the straight draws. Also, we blocked we have the 9 as well. Nothing to do but to check. It's not gonna be, we're not gonna be able to win a huge pot here. But that's often the case with quads. Unless you get really lucky with the whole situation. Or unlucky. I put a bad beat, like a proper bad beat. There's not too many of those in PLO, as opposed to no limit. On someone on the other side, Swaku on our sides. My old sides, I should say now. When I turned the royal and the jack that came made this guy the quad jacks, so I felt for him. I honestly felt for him. I mean, that's just. But on the other hand, you're not gonna be too mad. You're just gonna go like, well, fair enough then. I guess I won't play the lottery this week. Now I'm got like half pot. Like, get at least some money in there. Hopefully. See if we can. I'm not super positive that we will. And Sparku's saying, oh yes, I'll give you the business in the Run It Once chat box if we play in the same table. Awesome. I am looking forward to it. That's gonna be fun. Unless I keep running against you as I have been running so far. Then the fun element of it is gonna lose its appeal at some point. Right, sorry I kept the one table up there for the whole time. Something cooking down here, potentially. Not falling to re-raise for sure. This, I mean, I'm not... I think I'll just limp, like do the power limp. That's this one. As I said, I should have raised because, you know, after you flop quads, you usually flop the middle set and block the top set and all that good stuff, having the nut flush. Not the nut flush, but a flush. Yeah, but if you're planning on, Swakov, when you're saying you're going to use the Run It Once chat box, I'm going to show you the Run It Once checkbox. Run It Once checkbox. Right now. Drum roll. That's it. So you have nice hand, good game, good luck, thank you. Oh my god. Unfortunately, there's no WTF in there, which I think is a must. Against one guy. Maybe. Usually a mo would be to fold here. Here, however, my usually a mo need to squeeze. Not squeeze, just raise. Gonna call here because of the extra money in there. Give up here for sure. So yeah, you're gonna have to stop by the stream if you wanna, you know, tell me about the last hand I lost to you or something like that. Not a terrible board for our 3-betting range here. Quite the opposite. So I'm gonna. What am I usually doing here? I'm usually betting small. Click it up a notch, not at just a fourth, or maybe. It's not a bad spot. Is all. Down here it's going check, 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 check. So I'm just checking, expecting to take it down. Like sometimes, often enough, he's gonna shop with some queens here sometimes. But obviously he doesn't have, unless he has quad aces and was just waiting for me to, you know, get some money in there. Now here, I should say, still gonna bet big, even though he called, which obviously is not. Maybe we took it down. Let's no. Took it down on the other table with the tens. And we took it down on this table. Awesome. Awesome. So good. So far, I think at the beginning of the stream, or before I took a small break, the stream immediately before that, I made one mistake, I seem to remember. I don't remember the exact hand. Like one, like proper mistake, where I went like, probably not ideal, the way I handled it. Other than that, I think I'm reasonably happy. That's the way I play. Got it in good a bunch of times, like down here, a few hands earlier. I had, what did I have? The aces, the queens, something. No, I had a set, right? No. I don't remember. You might remember. Like, I think this guy drew out on us. Right. I had a good hand, he made a straight. I remember that. I think. Yeah, the aces. That hand. There's a whole bunch of outs, too. So, some good stuff happening here. Definitely not raise folding this one. Fancy seeing you here, Swarko. That's quite nice. But I guess he saw it in Discord, right? I'm up to some new tricks. Fultz or anyone else, let me know. I would assume that this chat is still hard to read, although hopefully positioned a little bit better now. But I fully expect that to be the case, like the first part, and as I said, I'll fix it. If so. If it's by miracle it's now nice, then let me know, but certain it won't be. So why am I in this hand up here? Oh, because I checked in the big blind, that's cool. Much extra money is in there down there. 30 cents not worth our troubles with this barely medium strength hand, I guess. Up here, I mean, I'm looking for spots to open up a little. I don't think this is the one in middle position, you know. Not even being pseudo to the ace. Can't be that great. Oh, Spark was saying, I immediately see sarcastic possibilities using that ghetto chat too. Those exist for sure. It doesn't surprise me in the least that you do. Yeah, those are there. Right, going back to the 4-table view, sorry about that. What do you know? What do you know? The only pity would be that we have 3 clubs in our hand as well. Flop the open-ender, the overcards, all the good stuff that you can see on your screen. Actually, now you can see it better. So, half pot seems to be the goal. Let me take it down, unfortunately. But then again, we have another chance at a big hand, at a big pot, I should say. Big hand we already do have. Yes, Wako, if the fancy strikes you, you should have some more time on your hands right now. Now, right? I mean. I'm streaming whenever I'm playing, and you know me, I play a lot. So, ever since Wednesday, I apparently stream a lot too. So feel free to jump in whenever you want. Okay, that is a flop. That's a flop for sure. I can 1, 2, 3 card. Yep, it's a flop. It's not like we have to stone cold nuts, but certainly reasonably happy about the whole thing. This guy leads out. This would be fill in an adjective yourself. Be weird, strange, interesting, cool, some of the above, one of the above. He's not, so the question doesn't arise. I am betting big. I think it's the way to go. As I would in with quite at least some hands in this spot, even without having the straight. Board doesn't get that much worse. Unfortunately, none of our backdoor flush draws comes in as a backup, but oh well, what can you do? I'm not gonna complain about like this whole situation. But pick again. What's the most likely hand he has? Maybe, provided he doesn't like hit this board hard, he probably has like queen, kings, maybe. And Swako's saying, yeah, noticed your stream on Discord and was like, wow, what a time to live. Unfortunately, we get raised. Let's see if it is. Unfortunately, maybe we have the same hand. No, we don't, and we're dead. But I mean, what you gonna do if they call with Jack 9, 5, 6 double suited? That's okay. It's totally okay. No problem with it. That's fine. And he played it fine too. I mean, but this hand played itself from start to finish, from our perspective. Yeah, what a time to live indeed. Foles is saying, yeah, about my question, thanks for answering again. The chat is, yeah, still too small and still way above the intended box. Shouldn't worry for this stream. Concentrate on poker. That's surprise. Hang on, I'll do that right now. Calling here for sure, folding here for sure, raising here for sure. Might have found a raise here actually, because this guy is probably going after the money that's in there. Yeah, I think raising would have been the way to go. Now I'm in kind of an awkward spot. Um, it's not a completely terrible board. I mean, you do have a covered a jack, and he's supposed to have a lot of high cards. And down here, I think I have to take one off. And here I'm gonna bet big. The 8 is not terrible. I can see he's easily losing another buy in here though now. The 8 is not great by any means, but it's not the worst card is what I'm saying. It's not like a 10 or 6. It's kind of an iffy spot. Leading out, we're not gonna get called by verse. And checking, he can... He's a very nice situation now where he can bluff a lot and expect good things to happen for him. With the 4 and I was gonna say I'm not gonna raise his hand, but I'm slightly deep, so he's betting now, and with the 7, he checked on the 8. As I said, he has a very decent spot to bluff here now, and I think it's worth a call. I think it is. Expect to get punished here quite a lot, but he had it unfortunately like all the way. But there's, yeah, I'm sticking to my guns. That was a very good spot for him to bluff. And before I come back, I need to, or continue, I need to let in the cat once more. That's cats for you. Right. Yeah, so the box is still too small and still way above the intended box. That is weird. I just moved that. No, just I'll stick with them. But yeah, so shouldn't worry for the stream. Concentrate on poker. I'll do just that, and I'll fix it for the next one. In case anyone watching here is like is versed in the streaming stuff and has a better way of knows about how to get the stream into the chat into the stream is what I meant. Then let me know in the chat. I found there's more than one solution out there that I found by googling, and apparently the one I picked isn't ideal. Oh, and also shout out to you, Swako, for following. That's awesome. Thanks a lot. I mean, it's the least you can do for me. But still not. Yeah, thanks. That's what I mean. Let me just check Discord off screen if the... I was checking on Discord. I chatted up, I messaged another streamer that has a very nice layout and everything, and tried to get some tips on the technical side, about the technical side of things. Folding this, for sure. Even against the single raise, this hand looks much better than it is. This part looks nice, but with this hand, what can you do? What can you do? Yeah. And anyway, like another dude that I talked to yesterday, actually Richie Lucky, who is hosting my channel. It kind of took me completely by surprise. Until earlier that day yesterday, I didn't even know there was a thing, didn't know what it was, like hosting another channel and all that. And I just thanked him for it and shot him a quick message. And he just replied with a very nice comment. He said, "Hey, no problem, you're very good at always finding something to talk about on stream. That is a good skill to have." That's nice to hear. I'm sometimes worried that I talk a little bit too much, or at least a little bit too much nonsense. Which is probably still true, but in any case, that's nice to hear. And also nice to hear is the sound that aces make when they get dealt to you. An interesting spot here as well. Is this guy? He's not deep. No, but I called this like 9.5 out of 10 times, so basically 10 out of 10 times. I think this is gonna be the 11th out of 10 times. Now we get raised and definitely have to call it, so there's nothing to do but to call. It's unfortunate with the 2 8s being there. The 8 and the 7 made me happy already. Seeing those. Check fold is the way to go there, unfortunately. Not here, however. I'm gonna bet really small here. Or maybe checking is even an option there. Sometimes. So yeah, on the other table we have to fold, that's cool. That's a frisky move to begin with. As I said, definitely not my standard approach. Unfortunately, we get a check down here, fold down here. It's such a strong hand. Again, a nice splash pot, but I'm not even gonna limp. I've been experimenting a little bit with these splash pots, and you know that limping might sometimes be okay with very bad or medium hands, which is something I would never do otherwise, like especially open limping. There's like 1 or 2 very specific scenarios that come up like once every 8 weeks if you play every day, where open limping might be a thing. I'm getting raised by the loose aggressive down here. This time I'm not gonna pitch this right now, even though I'm very short, and I have considered that a little more. No, it's an so my thinking is if he... Okay, never mind. My thinking doesn't matter anymore. Let's focus this. Well, besides following, I could also donate a lot to you. Not gonna do it on Twitch though. We'll see how that turns out at the tables. My luck has to turn around against you at some point. Oh, do you... hang on. Well, I'm not trying to sound like I could, you know, if it wasn't for me, completely crush you. But, far from it. You played very nice. All in all, I think. It's an interesting spot. I think I'm gonna check this one, like with all my hands here having raised from the small blind. Can close the door again. Now I'm definitely betting big. I don't want the flush draws to necessarily call, like the pure flushes. Just closing the door again. What happened there? Did we take it down? To check. It's three-handed, so I'm gonna leave the table. I'm not looking to play short-handed. But what happened here? We took it down. At hearts. Was there were the hearts there? Oh, okay, you had a heart draw, I guess, and a pair of 9s. And that's it. We get... We're gonna be... It's not a great hand by any means, but I'm gonna call it just because we're in position and... And why not? So, I mean, he's not checking too many better hands than we have, I think. So I'm gonna think about the bet size here. When I'm folding here, this is okay-ish. Yeah. I mean, there's not any draws to protect against. Can't do anything down here, of course. Not with these kings. Can't even call. If somebody gets raised, if somebody raises, we just donate the money to the pot, basically. Right. What time is it? It's approaching 8. My place. So at some point in the more or less near future, I'm gonna take a break for like maybe half an hour, get some food, possibly entertain the cat, depending on his mood. Must align tables properly. Definitely call. You know what? I'm gonna switch it up again. Base here. Not claiming this is standard. No, I'm feeling all sorts of emotions. I'm in position. I'm blocking the aces and the kings. I'm gonna call. That's not a terrible way to think about it. Okay, we have a pair. That's a good start. Let me think about this one. But I think it's gonna be a fold. We don't have, except for the pair. If I had backdoors, I'd be in there. Folding this one with the 5, by the way. I mean, it's a pot-sized bet, which is why I'm thinking. I'm all in if I call. Yeah, fold is fine. Let me know if you think this is too nitty. I think with like some sort of backdoor, like any backup at all, I'd call and maybe make that like the not gonna say randomizer, but like the deciding factor what to do in this spot. Wait, do it now. And so now I'm short on this table, short on this table. I'll switch it up for the next stream. Stick to 100 BB for now. Flop is flush. Nothing to do but check. Maybe, yeah, I think checking is fine. Betting a half pot now. Called by anything we can beat, basically. Or just get a straight up fold. But yeah, because we were talking about RunItOnce poker earlier, I kind of mentioned it back then, but want to mention it again. What I like about it is that I like it now, that you're anonymous at the table. Like these guys, I gave some colors, and they're sitting at this table for a long time. They have two, right? Right. But it is very likely that the same guys are sitting at another table as well, if they play more than one. And excuse me, there they will neither have the color. They will not, probably, unless it's by coincidence, have the same avatar, the same name. And so what I'm saying is the colors only stick to this one, are sticking to this one table. When you leave the table, they are gone. When they leave the table, they are gone. Except if they happen to get seated at the exact same table within, I believe it's 4 hours, then the colors, and you can even take notes, are still going to be around. In any other scenario, they're going to be gone. So nobody's going to be hunting you if you join the pool 4 times. Nobody's going to know that you do. There's not a list where you can check like are there guys with 4 entries or whatever. There's just a button, or like a part of the screen that you click on and it takes you for, you select the stake, like PLO 10, PLO 50, and it puts you at a table. That's all there's to it, all you see in the lobby. Like, which I can't show you for some reason. It doesn't show on the screen. There's something wonky going on with the lobby in that regard. Otherwise, it's fine. Wait, did I unmute my mic? Or have I been watching my mouth move? Yeah, I did. Okay, done that a few times already. Talking with a muted mic for 5 minutes. Getting aces once more. Always awesome. Definitely great aces, not completely terrible aces. Not like it's an ace deuce 6 offsuit. But it is offsuit and it always. Then they're never the premium aces, is what I'm saying. Wait, click that button. Click that button. All good. So it's not a bad board at all. He can have some 5s, more than I, on the whole. If he does, he'll let us know. I expect us to figure out what we're up against at some point. We don't have to, we take it down, and it's nice. It's nice, it's nice. Not a strong hand not a super strong hand by any means. Let's see what happens first before I think too much about what I would do in this and that situation. The min raise is good. I'm very short. It's not suited at all. This is like not the standard move here, I think, but it's not terrible either. Like if this guy now re-raises out of nowhere, I'll have to fold in that scenario. Everything else that's gonna happen I'm fine with. He calls. What do you know? We flop the topest of pairs with a gutter and also decent blockers. And no reason but to, hang on, if I bet this, I'm gonna bet half pot just so I have a decent bet size left. Oh, perfect, he does. I'm gonna tell him that I'm in the YOLO mood myself. Oh, wow, what do you know? Well, wasn't that a hand to be up against? And I see what you mean, Sparko, with the sarcastic opportunities here. That was a very nice answer, he says, completely unironically. This I'm gonna call in position with the extra money in there. It's not a bad move for sure. If you get raised, it's gonna be tough. This table I raised a button open. With a mediocre hand all in all, but if I get the button open, I think it's alright. Couldn't continue betting the same way I would do with a wide range of hands here. And especially if you expect to turn the pretty much the nuts, pretty much the coconuts, then you know you should get some money in there. And do I check now? I don't think so. I still want money in there. Like more. More! Give me more! Oh, awesome is that. I'm not gonna leave him hanging. I have the right table in focus, right? Oh no, I'm not. Wait, I think I did. Yeah. That was cool. I'm gonna check out what he had in a second, because I was distracted. Up here against 3 people with a flush draw now. Nah, it's clear fold. It's fine. Even if you suspect this guy to be like really crazy, like if we were to suspect, I'm not saying he is, you still have the other guy to worry about, and there's not much we can do. It's not like we had a great hand. In any case, it's all good. Right, what did this guy have? He had it. Oh, he flopped it. He had Jack 7-5. I can't, that hand played itself. Him opening jacks. Let me check out what kind of jacks he opened on the button. Oh, small blind, I think it was even. Now here I'm getting called by Mr. Milk Bottle, because that's what it looks to me. I'm in position. This one I'm gonna call. I think that's not unreasonable at all, especially if you flop like this. Okay, so he was the crazy dude, right? Should I give him some rope to hang himself? Or should I give him the business right now? I'm not, when I say the business, I'm not expecting to be always good here, but I'm gonna give it to him right now. Sticking it to him. Sticking it to him. That's very nice. Let's see. Ah, let's get there straight. Get there. Ah, that's so unfortunate. It was a wonderful flop for him. And now he's printing money with us. Man. Still, don't regret anything. It's all good. Here, that's fine. Check here. Gonna let him know that I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm not gonna bet. This guy checking is means we beat him like pretty much always. So right, so he had Mr. Queen's hand. Ah, there's a bug there with the hand history thing. Like as soon as you close the table, you have the hand history thing open. It shows you histories from another table all of a sudden. I can just reopen it. I'm realizing. What kind of jacks did he have? Did he have suits? He had one suit. So he had Jack 5-7, that huge pot down there. Oh, big pot, I shouldn't say huge. Jack 5-7. Small, yeah, it's made itself from all point of views. Kind of nasty beat for him. But I've been having my fair share of fairly nasty beats very, very recently myself, I seem to remember. Cough, cough, Mr. Milk Bottle, cough, cough. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nothing. Nothing's what you gonna do. An unusually quiet moment on the Nut Raisin stream, brought to you by The Sound of Silence. Oh man, I made myself laugh. So let's see, are we effectively deep here on this table against anyone? It turns out we are. In all honesty, with everything going on, although I put these guys in special outfits, I haven't really paid attention to know if they deserve them now. I don't know, this was willing to move chips guy, this was not that aggressive guy, but the willing to move chips label seems to hold true, him being loose aggressive. The green shirt being classified as tight aggressive by the client. Might be wrong. We'll figure it out. Against the button. This one I'm gonna check, I think. Like my usual MO would be to bet like really small here. Which I'm now gonna do. Like half pot actually. That is the way to go. Now the 5 rolling off makes it even harder for him to have hit any piece of the board. There's 3 people in the hand. I should have. Yeah, that's shows you how well I pay attention. Giving up is fine. Next time I will, in a similar spot. Because you're just gonna get called so often. And be beat, I mean. Just not hard for him to do. But at least he's in the tank. So maybe thinking about it with like something weird as well, like a pair of 10s, pair of jacks. Wouldn't be surprised. Nice, we take it down. Ways to switch it up every once in a while. Of course, that is results-oriented thinking. I am well aware of that. So somehow this table died. Which is fine. Just open up another one. Let me check the clock. Yeah, maybe another 20 minutes or something like that. Been streaming for a little over 2 hours now, if I count the stream that I started. The stream right before this one, because I had to take a little break, fix some stuff when I first started streaming today. This evening, I should say. I've been streaming all day. Don't tell a lie. Now this hand on the top left, certainly nothing to get too excited about. If you get to sort of see the flop cheaply... I think call is fine. See if you can hit it big. We're not going to lose any money if we don't. He checks, which is... I'm gonna lead big, I think. Get raised. If I get called, I'm gonna tighten up considerably. I'm gonna bet small. Continue my story. This guy could very well have a king, and I'm not losing much by betting small. I'm gonna check because I want to keep bluffing, because I now have picked up a lot of outs now. And I'll have to call him. No two ways about it. I was gonna say, even if I flop the queen, I'm gonna be reasonably happy because I have the jack in there at least. He's not gonna... Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I'm not gonna raise, I think. Yeah, that's fine. If he has speed sometimes here. It's like the 3-5 or the 10 jack. That's a yeah, that was definitely a fold. That's good. So he had the 3-5. What? Hang on. What do you have? Now we can see if he's wearing the right kind of shirt. What happened there? It was a button versus big blind situation, right? I think so. If you get raised, I'm definitely taking a flop to the face here. No, I'm of course not gonna put any more money in. Right, so that hand, huh? With the queen. Holding here, standard. So either 10-6, 3-5, double suited, 10-6, 3-5. Honestly, I don't know about this one, if this is like a fist pump fold or just a call. Specifically in a big blind button versus small big blind situation. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Here we turn pretty pure. I don't think we need that 5 too often. Yeah, betting big is what I would do with a lot of hands here still. All my overpairs, all that. I mean, I had the nuts in this case. I probably should have bet a little smaller, probably. I'm aware I didn't have the nuts. I had the nuts like in this specific situation. Much more often than not. If the 6 was a different card, 7-8. It's a completely different story. Even against it's Mr. Milk Bottle. Forgot about that. Give him the proper attire. Let's see, I seem to remember some bad beats and stuff. I'm a bit down on the day now. Like down 1 buy-in, that's okay. 1.5 actually, if I count that, I take into consideration that I unlocked €5 from the deposit bonus, which is not really part of my calculation when I think about how many buy-ins I'm up or down. I'm down 1.5 buy-ins from poker, but only 1 buy-in when I add back these €5, basically. Not too bad. Not too bad for sure. Some growth spots, some growth beats, I mean. The one where Pink Shirt had the pocket jacks, and I had a top 2 with a flush draw as well, and an open ender. Paid itself from my perspective, pretty much. No reason to be too cautious there. Even given the action, I mean, we knew he was pretty crazy by this time. I mean, he had raised it up. But still, putting him on aces there would be way too nitty, and that was okay. Don't think I could have gotten out of this one. And other than that, I think it was mostly beats. Alright, mostly got the money and got, let's put it like that. And that's all that matters in the long run. That's what's gonna pay. Short-handed. I think this is still a fold, not even suited to the ace. And I think I'll wind down the session for now. Get some food, entertain the cat, all that stuff. That seems like a good move to me. Nothing to do anywhere but fold right now. Haven't seen a big splash pot yet again. Eager to have the next one. Always gets my blood flowing. Let's see, maybe we get one when I return later tonight. Again, folding here. Definitely not too nitty. Having 3 of the same suit, having the 4 in there. And having like invisible people, wow, now it's getting scary. There's one dude that I suspect to be a vampire, like this one down here, he just kind of looks like it. But never getting invisible people. Interesting stuff. Can I put shirts on invisible people? Now that would be cool. I can, but unfortunately their clothes are invisible as well. Or they're just straight up naked. Spooky stuff. Spooky stuff. So I return, as I said, I return later tonight, and I'll see if I can get the chat in proper now for the next stream. And that's the plan. Gee, I don't even know where the button is here. Oh, that has to be here, so probably enlarge this table for the time being. Oh, I didn't know there was a thing. I didn't see the table settings down there. Add money to the table. I can do that, huh? Ah. Well, I've only been playing for like roughly 30 hours on this site. And the client consists out of like 8 buttons in total, so naturally I didn't notice that. Duh. So thanks everyone for watching right now, for stopping by, or even for returning to the stream. I do appreciate that a lot. Thanks for the people who decided to follow me for reasons best known to themselves. I appreciate that a lot as well. And I'll see you soon.